up, everybody? Welcome to your first episode of Sample Sundays. Here with your boy A.R Shad, and here I am in my studio in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Today we'll be going over one of my beats, which is called Weekdays, sampled by David from his song 7 Days. Let's get right into it. Alright, so getting into this David sample, I work out of Pro Tools. This is a beat I have already made, but I'm going to be going through exactly how I made this beat. So I pulled this sample from YouTube, man. One day I was just searching through playlists for like R&B, old school R&B for the 80s and the 90s. I came across his song. So I'm going to pull it up and get a little listen to it. I said, ooh, those guitars sound nice. So, when I heard that, I listened to the whole song, of course, watched the whole video. But when I heard that, I said, alright, now let me find the actual audio, because in the video you got, his cinematic type scenes and shit, where he got people talking over the beat. So I was sure that's not in the original song. So I found the song instead of just the video. Now here it don't have the talking or anything in it. So I took the song, I said this is what I need right here. I don't need the drums or none of that. I listened to the hook. Oh, this is a 4 piece right here.
She asked me for the time. I said I cost her name, 6 number, and I think we'll meet tomorrow at 9. Did she decline? No, didn't she mind? I don't think so. We were making love on Wednesday, and on Thursday and Friday and Saturday we chilled on Sunday.
Alright, man, so shit sounded good, yo. I heard some pieces in that shit that I had wanted. So what I do, I came over to Pro Tools, and then that's when I started working. So right now I have everything pulled up. Like I said, I'm gonna break it down piece by piece. So started out with the sample, and I had it chopped up. This is the first piece I had chopped up right here. So now I got the 7 days part loop. I wanted to EQ it because it got a bass line in it, so I wanted to take the bass line out. So I bring up my EQ, use a stock EQ from Pro Tools, and I just put the high pass filter on it, and I put the low pass filter on it as well. So by taking out the bass, I'm leaving more room for my own bass line and my own kick and 808. So once I did that, I wanted to switch it up. So turn the pitch down, gave it a darker feel. If you listen to my beats, I always had like a dark vibe in my song, so just gave it that feel that I was vibing with it, and I was fucking with it. And I just EQ'd it a little bit more using my red EQ. I basically looped that whole part, and that was the main part of the sample. I had an extra part in here. This is the other part that I took from the song. So we got this like breakdown part of his song, and I just looped a piece of that and had to repeat it over and over. Another thing I did with this sample though, the part where he was talking about seeing the girl, I had to take that part. I was like, okay, that's nice. What I'm gonna do with it? Couldn't use it in the main verse, so I said, okay, this would be like a little nice little cinematic outro to the beat itself. So. Once I got the sample ready, I wanted to put some keys behind the whole thing, so I just pulled up a little mini grand, pulled a little piano from Pro Tools and started playing my little thing. You know, I do a little song, not really, man. I really don't know how to play it. A little jump. I added. I added a pad to it, man. I wanted some like ambient sound in the background, so I added this pad right here. So when I did that, I came up with a bass line, and so I just used an aggressor bass out of the stock Pro Tools sounds, out of the expand pack, and had a little orchestra sounds as well. So it's like horns. So I got the horns and that shit, but I got the bass line. And it got that little grittiness to it, you know, a little bit of electric feel. So I had that, but I used that as my mid bass line, not my actual sub bass. So I doubled that up with my sub bass, and whenever the beat actually comes in, the sub bass will actually hit, so you actually feel that. But I switched up the melody, and just goes right along with giving more of a bouncing groove. So with this one, I just use the normal subsonic too. So I found these bells, the bell stacks, how to expand, and I used those. So to loop that, you know, have everything in sync. I wanted that to be more space too. I didn't want it to stand out so much, but I needed it to be present in the song. So put the verb on it. EQ'd it more. So now it's more smooth and more fitting. Then I also added the ocarina, whatever you call it. I added that instrument. This natural sound is like this. I was like, hey, that's nice. So I have my other shit. So I liked it the way that sounded. So but I wanted to make that not stand out as much either. But whenever you listen to the song, you're gonna hear it. If you pay attention, you'll hear these little small elements of the song in the play. So I added the same thing, added another verb to this. So now it's more spacey. EQ'd it, make it smooth out. Added the chorus so it'll widen out a bit. Added 2 choruses, and now it's like even more smooth in the stereo frame. And then I added some distortion. So now that shit just sound cool. So yeah, man, I got down, added that ethnic sound along with the bells and my pad. And I doubled up my pad. The pad is the same chorus that I played for the original part. It's just 2 different instruments added into it. So the second pad sounds like this. Spacey feel. And then add it with the first pad that I made. That's that. So now that's that's all of my melodies. That's all of my instruments I use for my melodies. The drums were really simple, man. I had the kick, I had the snare, and I had the clap. I added in my hi-hats. You know, something simple. I don't want to overdo it. This is a nice chill beat. I wanted it to remain smooth and just for people to vibe to it and bounce to it and feel something. Just like how Craig David did with his original piece. So that's when I started adding my drums. So I went ahead and added a kick and my snare. My kick and my snare was the first thing. My kick sound like this. So it's alright. I had to add a little bit more to it, man. Give it more body. So I took some of the high end out, and then it gave it more of that umph, gave it some more body. And I just added another extra EQ. Really, this EQ ain't even doing nothing. So I don't even know why I got it there, so I lied. I didn't do shit. So now I got that EQ, and then I added my snare along with it. And my clap. And with the clap, I put a echo on it, so delay. It's light, you can't really hear it, but it adds more to it. And I also added some reverb, so that now it has a more distant sound to it instead of just being a straight up clap. Just made it pop a little bit instead of being like a little regular snare, you know, a little quick pop. I didn't like that. Too dry to me. Just wet it up, man. Gotta keep it wet. So had that, and the clap. We in there.